What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to talk about the officially confirmed Golden Tee Deluxe from Arcade1up. Officially, it's a loose term. You know, nothing is really official until it's official, and even then, it still may not be official. The latest and greatest evidence that we have that this thing is actually going to come out, besides the fact that it's a Wayfair listing, which usually would be shady, you know, and you would discount it immediately. But Arcade1up, this is how they do business, baby. This is exactly how they release new products. Random leaks on random websites, random retailers. It's all very random. But the latest evidence comes to us from the FCC filing, something that I used to check a lot more regularly when they were coming out. I mean, this used to be like where the place you would go to find out what's coming out, right? This was the place that actually had the leaks, and it was for the most part legitimate, you know, because it's a government website. And as we know, the government is always on the up and up. And as per our usual arrangement, you're not going to be able to see any photos like we used to back in the day, external photos, photos of the inside, because they file that confidentiality letter, so that eliminates the ability for us to take a look at those. But you do get to see where the label is, not only, you know, where the label is located on the top of the machine, but also what the label looks like. And this really gives you all the information you're going to need to know. I mean, it's going to have the title, it's going to have the model number, so, you know, it's real, it's happening. And so, you know, the question is, okay, now what? As far as new releases go this year, we've really not had any new releases. Let me explain. There's no new games. There's no new games lists. So in that aspect, there's been nothing new. There has been technically 2 new forms. And I say this, I use technically very, very sparingly, all right? There's a really low bar we're crossing here. we're not trying to set new records here. The X-Men 97 cabinet is technically a new form factor, not because of the stickers on the side of the cabinet, but it's the first deluxe midway style that has a 6-button layout. Okay, so that's the first one of its kind. So it's technically new, even though the games lists are exactly the same as the MVC2 cabinet that came out a couple years ago. This, in that same respect, is also new in that it is a deluxe cabinet that is shaped like the XL Big Brother, right? But all the games are exactly the same. For the most part, from what we've seen with the Wayfair listing, all the artwork is going to be almost exactly the same. No headphone jack, but for the most part, this is going to be an exact replica, just a little bit smaller. So what now is really the question. There was a trajectory, right? You saw that we, not you, not me, we all observed this phenomenon together. The Arcade1up train was just chugging right along, and we were evolving the products. We had those first gen cabinets, and we had the second gen, we had the third gen, and then we had a form factor change. You know, we had the first legacies, we had the second generation legacies, we had the deluxes moving on down the line. And in my mind, the end of that train, you know, the final destination would be an XL cabinet with a BOE monitor. That's about as far as Arcade1up's going to be able to take these cabinets. Now we're going backwards. Now there is a regression. See, everybody wanted to know what the next XL cabinet was. Not everybody was as excited about the XLs as maybe I was, still am. A lot of people are very happy with the 3/4 scale cabinets. I think the 3/4 scale cabinets have their place, depending on the layout of your arcade. Maybe you can't fit a full size, or an XL maybe just a little too large. You want to retain that 3/4 scale. Maybe your entire arcade is just 3/4 scale, so you don't want to rock the boat with some crazy XL with a 19-inch monitor. I get that. But this is a regression for sure. Instead of progressing, instead of having the XL come out, listen, if you're going to re-release the cabinet, put a better monitor in it, you know, and keep it at the same price, so there's really no issue there. I think I made the suggestion in one of my live streams where, listen, you remember when the Nintendo had the Game Boy SP, and they changed the screen in it. They made it brighter. I think it was the AGS-001, and then it became the AGS-101, right? So there was just a model number difference. There was a brighter screen, and all they did, same box, they just put on the box, now with a brighter screen. You could have done that with the XL that already existed, and away you go. You didn't really have to design a whole new cabinet just to make it smaller. Just a little bit odd, a little weird to me. So this is a regression. This is going backwards in my mind, not going forward. It would have been great to see something else, a Street Fighter 2 Deluxe. I'm sorry, Street Fighter 2 XL, right? With that dynamo form factor. A Mortal Kombat XL, you know, with that shape, just upscaled, right? But instead of moving forward, we're either standing completely still and just doing nothing, or we're going backwards. I think Arcade1up has done a lot of things right in the past, right? Evolving the product is for the most part been good. Every step they've taken when they were moving their products forward were good steps. They were progressive, and it was a good thing. Like I said, once again, all roads were hopefully leading to XL. Now we're not getting that. Now we're having XLs shrinking back down into 3/4 scale cabinets, Deluxes. Is this the end of the road for the XLs? Is it all Deluxes or nothing? Well, maybe. I don't see any push forward. I don't know that they've had a lot of success. Really, the only XL in its purest form was the Pac-Man XL, which is, in my opinion, probably the best arcade cabinet Arcade1up has ever done. They finally did it right. They had a reasonable price point. They had a 19-inch BOE monitor in this thing, and away you go. And even that didn't really make it. It was discounted immediately at Costco, and it's just not going well. We're not seeing anything else. The other two XLs, you know the story, with the bad monitors in the original Golden TXL, and then Shack Jam XL. Horrible monitors. The only thing that had a decent monitor, initially, amongst the three original XLs, was a Pro model that was $1,000 you could only get on their website. So, no Best Buy gift card. It's not going to be applicable. So this is not a good sign. Not that it's not a good cabinet. Not that some people aren't going to pick this thing up. I still have my XL cabinet. I put two different monitors in it. I did the first monitor upgrade. That unfortunately died a year later. I got another monitor. I still enjoy it. It's one of the cabs that gets some of the most play in my arcade whenever anybody comes over. It's a good cab. But instead of moving forward, I feel like we are definitely moving backwards. Anyway, let me know what you think about this in the comments section below. Am I upset about nothing? Is it just a bump in the road, or we're going to continue to move forward? Or do you think we've seen the end of the XL? Anyway, thank you so much for stopping by and checking out the channel. You have a blessed day, and I will see all of you next time.